Hey, I'm Andrew. I make videos and I put them on the internet, and I hope they help people. If you're new here, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate every single person who watches me, every single person that follows me, anything like that. If you are new here, this is your first video. I don't want you to get left behind because this is a video series where I explain how I went from being homeless to at least not homeless in exactly 1 month and 10 days. And in the first videos, I explained my strategies and how I approach things and how I finally managed to start climbing out of that hole despite potentially being at the lowest point in my life. That being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into this video. Now, in the last video, if you remember, I had not just scored one job, but I scored 2 really excellent jobs. So I was getting a little momentum behind me. But unfortunately, if you also remember from the last video, there ended up being a problem with my checks. And it did eventually get straightened out later, but in that moment, I was left with only about $100 a week. And in 2025, 2026, $100 a week really doesn't get you very far. I still needed things like a toothbrush. I still needed things like new shaving razors, a pair of shoes that didn't have holes in them. And I had to pay my gym membership too. Once all those things were paid, I was really almost back at zero again. I was just about so broke, I couldn't even really afford to go to the laundromat. That's kind of important because if you remember, my most important rule about being homeless is you cannot ever, under any circumstances, look like you're homeless. I'm sleeping on cardboard outside. I'm going to a factory where I make bread and I'm covered head to toe in flour, and going to my other job where I'm a line cook. If I wanted to look even remotely presentable, I was going to have to wash my laundry. Even though I was too broke to go to a laundromat, there was a laundry machine at the factory I worked at in the basement, which would have went excellent if the laundry machines, those big industrial ones, didn't bleach everything that you put inside of them. I didn't know that. Washing my laundry, which I ended up doing, meant my clothes went from looking normal to looking like I was crawling out of a sewer. Now, if you remember in the first video, I talk about how I would keep extra sets of clothes up in the roof tiles of the YMCA because I didn't really have enough space in my locker. And so even though the majority of my clothes got bleached out, I was like, hey, I still got a couple sets up in the roof. It'll be all right. And I wish I could make this up. I wish I could. It sounds almost melodramatic because that's how it felt. I got back to the YMCA and to the T that day, I guess the staff had somehow found it, and every single piece of clothing that didn't get bleached in the factory was gone. I don't know what they did with it. I don't know if they threw it away. I still don't know where it is. I mean, I don't really care. It was like a year ago. But at that point in time, literally the only piece of presentable clothing was literally on my back. I'd been working for almost 3 weeks. I was doing everything right. I was working 2 jobs, and I was still homeless. I had no money. I had no food. And at this point in time, I had no clothes. And to top it off, those $8 Walmart shoes that I had bought a week earlier, they were falling apart. I was fighting with everything I had. I was doing everything I was supposed to do. Working 2 jobs, showing up every day, staying clean, grinding as hard as I could. It's not like I was some bum out there drinking every night. I mean, honestly, I've literally never done a single drug in my life. Maybe I'm just uncool. I never saw the appeal. And I was still losing muscle. The one thing that I had a little bit of pride left in, and feeling the water from the rain coming through the holes of my shoes I just bought. And I remember saying this. This is kind of the difference between, I remember I saw this video of like this millionaire who was going to go homeless to be a millionaire in a year to prove everyone in America could do it. And he miserably failed. And it's like, that's the difference between me and you and people like that. It's like, if I fail, I'm not able to say, oh, well, my dad, he's really sick, so I'm going to go home and I'm going to help him. And fuck that. We're normal people. Do you know what happens whenever, like, where we go? Do you know where we run to? Whenever things kind of hit the fan, whenever things go miserable, they go downhill. We go and we wash our shoes off. We go back to work. Because that's all we do have. That's all there is. Where am I going to fucking run to? Who's going to take care of me? Who's going to care for me? When you're at your lowest point, there's holes in your shoes, and you're sleeping on concrete. People are laughing at you. They're talking about how they want to heat up honey buns and throw them on your actually ridiculously attractive face. But yeah, that's what we got. Normal people. And that's what we have whenever we, when things look down for us. Right? I, like most Americans, like most young people, had been boiled too much. I remembered graduating high school homeless. I graduated tech school homeless. I have a whole degree I graduated with while I was homeless. And I can't even get a job in that field. Like most young people in America, we don't have a safety net anymore. We don't even have anything to show for all of the work we've put into everything. We do everything right, and when everything falls apart, and what we earned, what we rightly deserve, gets handed to some random entitled loser in front of us, we're left being told we have a sickness because we're depressed, We're told we're toxic if you get upset, and you're an extremist if you say the system just isn't working for you anymore. And it might not always be that way, but that's definitely how it is right now. That's what we have. That's what normal people have, you and I. And obviously things did get better for me. And we're going to talk about that in the next video. How there is a yin to every yang. And the same way everything fell apart overnight for me, it all came together overnight as well. I hope this wasn't too depressing. I hope this wasn't too melodramatic. Like always, I love you, and I hope to see you in the next video. Hey, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. If these videos helped you even a little bit, consider subscribing. It really doesn't cost anything, and it helps me keep making real, no BS content for young people.